First, I want to start this off by saying I filmed the drawing of the sketch. However, I realized my hand was covering most of it. So this video is only the coloring part. And please let me know your thoughts afterwards. I did struggle with some blending. But anyway, let's get to the topic of today, which is grieving friendships. So when it comes to this topic, I'll be talking more from grieving friendships that may have ended on bad terms, and I'll briefly mention grieving friendships that just randomly ended. You just stopped talking to each other. When it comes to grieving relationships, I hear more people talk about grieving more romantic relationships or grieving familial, is that the word? Grieving family relationships. However, I don't hear much talk about grieving friendships in particular, especially grieving friendships that lasted a long term, I guess. I had a friendship that ended, almost over a year ago. Wow, it's been almost a year. However, we were friends for over 5 years. We were friends for a very long time. It ended due to miscommunication. We were both young. I was struggling mentally, and I didn't communicate that. So I would text that person, and we were close by each other, but I would never ask to hang out a lot due to my mental struggles. And also I felt anxiety in the relationship because due to some insecurities, I just felt very anxious around them about what I should say, and if I'm gonna get my head cut off. It was mostly due to trauma, and that's not at all their fault. With that being said, I wanted grace and understanding from them, like, hey, I can't be a proper friend. Well, I can be a friend, however, I'm just gonna need some time and space. However, and I thought they would understood that because they've struggled also in the past, and they've struggled in the past. And what else? I lost my train of thought. And that we just had a lot of history together. However, I'm not gonna say history doesn't mean anything. However, what you do now is important too. But with that being said, I should have communicated. Like, yes, should have been given grace and understanding. However, I should have given them grace and understanding. I should have understood their viewpoint and how I would have took it. So it led to a big blowout argument, and clearly there was some resentment built up. We stopped talking for a while, had one last conversation, and that was it. However, I still felt like I didn't get the proper closure that I needed. And because it ended on bad terms, I was looking for a bad guy. However, now I'm understanding that sometimes things end because human beings are complex. Because there was more than one issue. It doesn't necessarily mean that both parties are bad or that one in particular is bad. It's just things happen. Life happens. And I know people say friends come and go, but for some reason, I really thought I had found friends that were never happened to. Like, I've had friendships that ended due to just distance, but I've never had friendships that ended badly. So it's just like, oh wow, this sucks. And no one really talked about it. It was just more of an expectation that, oh, it ended badly, so clearly it was good that it ended, and you need to get over it immediately. And it's just like, feelings don't work like that. And also with me, with friends, I consider my friends basically family, like my sisters or my brothers. So to lose a friend to me is literally losing a sister or a brother. And also with that, it's like I spent a lot of time with this person. Like, my every day, my every message was sent to them. My every phone call was mostly them. Like, even people knew that if I was with someone, it was with them. So it's hard now. Like, if there was a topic that I wanted to talk about with them, I can text them. If I saw a meme, they were the first person I thought of. I wanted to text like, oh, I have free time, let's get lunch. And it's like, I can't do that now, you know? But it's hard because it feels like there's this space, there's hole, and I can't feel it. What's also the hard part is I wanted to talk about it with people. I talked to my therapist and other friends about it, but just like I just wanted to talk about it all the time because I miss them so much. Because I spent a lot of time with them. Like, they were my best friend. And also, it was hard because as a young person, well, I'm not going to say as a young person, no. I lacked accountability. I was like, I need someone to tell me it wasn't my fault. I need someone to tell me I did everything I could because I'm a people pleaser and I'm a perfectionist. And it's like, no. Like, no one can tell me that for sure because they're not me. And also, even if I did the best that I could, that doesn't mean my best was best for them, if that makes sense. Or there's no guarantee I did the best I could. Like, maybe I did something and it still hurt them, you know? But also, when it comes to grieving friendships, I also want to talk about grieving friendships when there's just distance, when you can feel the distance coming. Like, they have new friends, you still text them and you check in, but they don't text you as often. That is also very hard because you love them, but now you're starting to question their love for you, or if you did something wrong. But then afterwards you get super busy and you don't check in as much, and you come to understand, then you see them years later and you're like, whatever happened? Just like, you both got very busy. There was no fallout, there was no closure. It was just one day you stopped talking. And at first you don't notice it, but when you do, it's just like, wow, I don't go out as much anymore because I don't hang out with them. I don't talk as much because I don't have them to talk to anymore. But yeah, it's just grieving friendships, man. It's something else. Because one is just like, I'm all over the place. I'm rambling. I'm talking to two thoughts at once. Two minds at once. Now, what was I saying? Now that I said that, I forgot what my train of thought. Yeah, it's just like your friends become a part of you. Your friends are a reflection of you, and they become a part of you. So when you lose a friendship, it feels like you're losing a part of yourself, the same way when you grieve a romantic relationship, it feels like you're losing a part of yourself, which is something to deal with. Also, it isn't until after that friendship goes away that you realize how much of an impact they had on you, you know? And there will be friends who I've also had experience of people have changed on me, not because of anything personal going on. It's just they just chose over other things over me, and it's like, wow, do you not like me anymore? What did I do? You didn't tell me what I did wrong. You just act like you don't like me, like you don't want to spend time with me. You don't include me on anything. It's not even like you're struggling personally. It's just you're just choosing to not make me a priority. So that's why I understand now. I should have been more understanding toward that friend, even when I was struggling mentally, of how it may have looked to them. But yeah, it's just like, even if they don't have anything going on, it's just like, even if they're not struggling mentally, it's just like, I don't know. I'm not saying that struggling mentally is the only reason you have to distance yourself from a friend. Is the only reason you have to distance yourself from a friend, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, what did I do? Someone tell me. Show me what I did wrong and I will fix it. I want to be your friend. I'll be the better friend for you. But they don't want that. They're choosing not to do that. Sometimes they don't want to explain themselves, or sometimes they don't even know themselves. It just happens. People change. Their style changes, their personality changes, their thought process change. It's just they don't know. Sometimes they don't want friends who are a reflection of how they used to think or how they used to believe. I'm hoping I'm making some type of sense. It's just there is a lot of details and a lot can come into grieving a friendship. But with that said, with someone who is with that being said, I have gotten over it. Like I said, it happened over a year ago. I have new friends now. They're not the same, obviously, and I'm still adjusting. Initially, when I got new friends, I was still adjusting, but I think I've adjusted. But to those who are grieving friendships, it will get better with time. Your feelings are valid. Know that feelings can be very complicated. Know that your perspective can complicate things. So, if they weren't abusive, if things just happened and stuff like that, give them grace and compassion. Understand they're a human being. Understand people can change, and also understand that maybe they're a better person now. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have a good day. Have a good night. Thank you for watching.